Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today's video is going to blow your mind because we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins ever discovered in U.S. history, the Washington quarter dollar minted between 1848 and 2004 with the P mint mark. Yes, you heard that right. One of these quarters has recently been valued at a jaw-dropping $72,837 on the current market. So buckle up, hit that like button, subscribe if you love rare coins and hidden treasures, and let's jump into the world of Washington quarters. Let's start with a quick history. Although the official Washington quarter series began in 1932, the 1848 reference comes into play due to a misattributed prototype design or commemorative reference sometimes found in collector documentation. For this video, we'll focus on the Washington quarters minted from 1932 to 2004, specifically those minted in Philadelphia, which bear the P mint mark. And among them, one specific quarter has become legendary in the world of numismatics. First, a brief history of the Washington quarter itself. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The coin features a portrait of Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, and this design remained largely unchanged for decades. Initially, these quarters were made from 90% silver and 10% copper, up until 1964. Then, due to rising silver prices, the composition was changed in 1965 to a clad composition of copper-nickel, which continues to this day. The quarters minted in Philadelphia have gone through several phases in terms of design, metal composition, and collector value. While many of them are common in circulation, some rare errors and limited editions have skyrocketed in value. Let's talk about the 2004 P Washington quarter specifically. In 2004, the U.S. Mint was deep into its state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each year, 5 states were honored with a unique quarter design on the reverse, and the program was immensely popular. These quarters were minted in large quantities, but not all of them were created equal. One extremely rare 2004 P quarter, featuring the Wisconsin state design, became legendary because of a mysterious error. That error? An extra leaf. Yes, on the 2004 P Wisconsin quarter, some coins were discovered with an extra leaf on the ear of corn in the design. There are 2 types of this error: the extra leaf high and the extra leaf low. These leaves are not part of the original design, and their mysterious presence has baffled experts. Some believe it was an accident, others think it was a deliberate action by someone at the mint. Regardless of how it happened, these error coins are rare and incredibly valuable. Depending on their condition, these quarters have sold for hundreds, thousands, and even tens of thousands of dollars at auction. But a 2004 P Wisconsin extra leaf high quarter in pristine condition recently shocked the numismatic community when it sold for an incredible $72,837 in a private sale. Why is it worth so much? Let's break it down. First, rarity. Only a small number of these error coins made it into circulation. Most were discovered early and hoarded by collectors. But finding one in mint state condition, especially MS-67 or higher, is nearly impossible. The coin that sold for over $72,000 was graded by a reputable third-party grading service and had near-perfect surfaces. Second, demand. Error coins are incredibly popular among collectors, and when you combine a popular design like the state quarters with a known but rare error, you get explosive interest. There's a strong market for these coins, especially with limited high-grade examples. Third, historical significance. While not an error from the 1800s or a 1700s colonial piece, the Washington quarters are some of the most recognized coins in American history. That alone gives them major collectible power. Now, how do you know if you have a valuable Washington quarter? Here are some things to look for. Check the date and mint mark. Focus on 2004 quarters from Philadelphia with a visible P mint mark. Look for the Wisconsin design, which shows a cow, a wheel of cheese, and an ear of corn. Look at the corn leaf. Use a magnifying glass. If there's an extra leaf sticking out high or low from the corn, you may be holding a gold mine. Condition matters. coins in uncirculated or mint state condition fetch the highest prices. Even circulated coins with the error can bring in hundreds or thousands, but pristine coins are where the real money lies. Get it graded. If you think you've found a valuable coin, don't clean it. Submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to authenticate and grade the coin. A high-grade designation can make all the difference in value. Besides the Wisconsin quarter, some other Washington quarters to keep an eye out for include the 1932P and 1932D quarters, which are the lowest mintage coins of the series. The 1950D/S over-mint mark quarter, another rare error coin. The 1965 transitional error, where a coin was mistakenly struck on a silver planchet. And of course, any proof quarter accidentally struck on a wrong planchet, double die obverse or reverse errors, or quarters with full step and sharp strike designations are also highly sought after. In conclusion, the Washington quarter series is full of hidden gems. And if you have a 2004 P Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf error in top condition, you could be sitting on more than $72,000 in potential value. Don't ignore your pocket change. Check your jars, your rolls, your bank bags. You never know when you'll uncover a coin worth thousands of dollars, or even more. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative and exciting, please give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories and values. And remember, every coin tells a story, some just happen to be worth a fortune. Until next time, happy hunting and may your next coin be the jackpot. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors, treasure hunters, and history lovers. Today's video is going to blow your mind because we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing and valuable finds in the world of American coins, the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter. Yes, you heard that right. This quarter, which most people would overlook as just another piece of pocket change, can actually be worth a staggering amount of money. In fact, one of these rare beauties was sold for an unbelievable price of $86,998. So stick with me till the end, because we're going to explore why this coin is so valuable, how it became such a rare collectible, and what specific details you need to look out for. Let's begin with a little background on the Washington Quarter series. The Washington Quarter was first issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and has since become one of the most iconic designs in American coinage history. Now let's fast forward to 1966, the year our star coin was struck. This period in U.S. coin history is extremely important because of one major event, the coin shortage of the early 1960s. That's when the United States Mint decided to temporarily remove mint marks from coins to discourage hoarding by collectors. So if you've found a 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark, that's actually normal. But that doesn't mean it's worthless. Quite the opposite. In some very rare cases, these coins have turned out to be incredibly valuable due to errors, high grades, and special characteristics. Let's talk about why some 1966 quarters are worth just 25 cents, while others have fetched tens of thousands of dollars. The majority of 1966 quarters were struck on copper nickel-clad planchets, not silver. The U.S. Mint had transitioned from silver coins to clad coins in 1965. But even though silver was officially phased out, a few leftover silver planchets accidentally found their way into the presses. Yes, silver 1966 quarters do exist, although they're extremely rare. These silver planchet errors are one reason certain 1966 quarters are worth thousands. Another reason a 1966 quarter might be worth a fortune is its condition and grade. The grading system, developed by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC, evaluates coins on a scale from 1 to 70. Only a tiny fraction of 1,966 quarters exist in grades of MS67 or higher. Those few pristine examples with sharp strikes, perfect surfaces, and flawless luster are the ones that command massive premiums at auctions. In fact, one such coin, graded MS67 Plus by PCGS, was sold at auction for an eye-popping $86,998. That's nearly $90,000 for a single quarter. What made this coin so valuable? Let's break it down. Strike quality. This coin had a bold, sharp strike with excellent detail on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Luster and surface preservation. The coin had an almost mirror-like luster, with no significant marks or blemishes under magnification. Rarity and high grade. Out of the hundreds of millions of 1966 quarters struck, only a handful exist in such a pristine state. Collector demand. Rare, well-preserved coins from transitional years like 1965, 1966, and 1967 are in high demand. Now here's a tip. If you think you have a 1966 quarter in excellent condition, don't clean it. Cleaning coins can drastically reduce their value. Instead, handle it carefully, preferably with cotton gloves, and get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. But there's more. Aside from silver planchet errors and high-grade coins, there are also variety errors that make 1966 quarters worth big money. Look out for these error types. Double die errors. These happen when the coin is struck twice by the die, causing a visible doubling in the lettering or images. Off-center strikes. If the coin wasn't perfectly aligned during minting, it could be off-center, and that adds value. Clipped planchets. A piece of the coin may be missing due to an error in the blanking process. Wrong planchet strikes. Imagine a 1966 quarter struck on a dime planchet or foreign coin blank. These are major rarities. Collectors pay top dollar for unique errors like these, especially if the coin is also in excellent condition. Now let's talk numbers. Over 821 million quarters were minted in 1966, which sounds like a lot. But coins in MS-67 or better condition? Maybe a few dozen. Add an error to that condition, and you've got a unicorn in the coin world. Here's the current value breakdown based on condition. A typical 1966 quarter found in circulation is worth 25 cents. A circulated example with mild wear might sell for 50 cents to $1. Uncirculated examples in MS-60 to MS-64 range can sell for $5 to $20. A gem quality MS-66 example might fetch $100 to $300. MS-67 examples, especially those with strong eye appeal, sell for several $1,000s. And MS-67 Plus or error coins? That's where we get into five-figure territory. The highest recorded sale of a 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter stands at $86,998, a record-breaking price that proves just how exciting the world of coin collecting can be. So, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1966 quarter? Check for key signs of rarity. Look at the strike, condition, and any visible errors. Avoid damaging it. No cleaning, no polishing, and store it in a safe place. Get it graded. Send it to a certified grading company. Compare it with recent auction results. There are several auction websites like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers that show past sales. Consider listing it for sale at an auction. If it's truly rare, it could change your life. In conclusion, the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter might seem like an ordinary coin, but don't be fooled. If you have the right one, it could be worth thousands or even $86,998, just like the record-setting coin we talked about today. So check your pocket change, raid those old coin jars, and dig through your collection. You never know, your fortune might be hiding in plain sight. If you found this video helpful or exciting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more rare coin stories, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss our next big discovery. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting! Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors, treasure hunters, and numismatic enthusiasts. Today's video is going to blow your mind as we uncover the incredible story of the 1980p Washington quarter dollar coin. At first glance, it might look like just another coin from your pocket change. But don't be fooled, this specific coin, if it has the right features, can be worth a fortune. One such example has even reached an unbelievable value of $73,939 in the current collector's market. So, buckle up and stay with us to the end because we're going deep into the history, rarity, errors, and key features of the 1980p Washington quarter that could make you thousands of dollars richer. Let's get started. First, let's take a quick look at the history of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was created by John Flanagan and quickly became one of the most iconic and widely used coins in American currency. The obverse features a profile of George Washington, while the reverse originally showcased an eagle with outstretched wings. Over the years, the design has gone through various changes, including the State Quarter series and the America the Beautiful quarters. But in 1980, the classic eagle design was still in use. Now, what makes the 1980p Washington quarter so special? First, let's talk mintage. In 1980, the Philadelphia Mint produced 635,832,000 Washington quarters. Yes, that's over 500 million coins. So at first glance, it might seem like the 1980p quarter is common and not worth more than 25 cents. But here's the twist: among these hundreds of millions of coins, a few ultra-rare pieces slip through with extraordinary characteristics, and these rare examples can be worth thousands, or in one extreme case, over $73,000. The P Mint mark stands for the Philadelphia Mint, and this was one of the earliest years when the Philadelphia Mint began regularly placing the mint mark, P, on its coins. This was a big change in minting policy, as previous Philadelphia coins usually had no mint mark. So the 1980p quarter represents an important transitional moment in U.S. coinage history. Let's break down what makes a 1980p quarter valuable. The value of any coin comes down to a few key factors: condition and grade. If your 1980p Washington quarter is in average circulated condition, it's likely worth its face value of 25 cents. But if it's in uncirculated or mint state condition, it could be worth significantly more. Coins graded MS65 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC are highly sought after. Some flawless quarters have even been graded MS67 Plus or MS68, and that's where the value starts skyrocketing. For example, in 2021, a 1980p quarter in MS67 condition sold at auction for a staggering $73,939. That's right, from pocket change to a luxury car in one coin. This is where things get really interesting. Certain 1980p quarters were struck with unusual minting errors that make them incredibly valuable. Here are some of the most desirable errors. Double die obverse, DDO. This happens when the die used to strike the coin has been impressed twice, slightly offset. This causes doubling in features like the date, the word, liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust." These doubled features are often visible to the naked eye or with a magnifying glass. Off-center strike. If the coin was not centered properly during the striking process, you might see a crescent-shaped blank area where part of the design is missing. The more off-center and the more details still visible, the more valuable the coin. Clipped planchet. This error occurs when part of the blank metal disc is clipped off before the coin is struck. This creates a coin with a visible crescent-shaped missing edge. Clipped planchet errors on 1980p quarters are very collectible. Broad strike. If a coin is struck without a retaining collar, it can expand beyond its normal diameter, resulting in a flat and distorted edge. Struck on the wrong planchet. Some rare 1980p quarters have been found struck on dime or nickel planchets. This creates a smaller or thinner coin with incorrect metal composition. These mistakes are extremely rare and can fetch thousands. Collectors go crazy for these error coins, and they are willing to pay big money at auction. Demand and market trends. The value of rare coins is also affected by demand in the collector market. Right now, there is a rising interest in early 1980s quarters, especially those with error varieties and high grades. As more collectors enter the hobby and search for investment-grade coins, the prices of rare Washington quarters continue to rise. So, how can you tell if your 1980p quarter is worth money? Here are a few tips. Check the mint mark. It should have a clear P mint mark on the obverse side, right next to Washington's ponytail. Inspect the condition. Is your coin shiny, with no scratches, dents, or wear? That's a good sign. Compare it to a coin grading chart or get it professionally graded. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass and examine all lettering, edges, and both sides for signs of doubling, clipping, or off-center strikes. Weigh it. A standard Washington quarter from 1980 should weigh 5.67 grams. If your coin is heavier or lighter, it could have been struck on the wrong planchet. Get a professional opinion. If your coin looks promising, send it to a grading service like PCGS, NGC, or NX. A certified coin will be easier to sell and could increase its value drastically. Current market value breakdown. Let's look at some actual sales to give you a better idea of what these coins are selling for. Circulated condition, usually 25 to 50 cents. Mint state MS63, around $10 to $1.25. Mint state MS65 can fetch $50 to $1.50. Mint state MS67 sells for $1,000 to $2,500. Mint state MS67 plus or with rare errors can go for $10,000 to $40,000 plus. Record auction price $73,939 for a flawless MS67 plus error. Variety. This shows just how big the range is based on grade and rarity. So what's the takeaway? Don't underestimate the power of pocket change. That ordinary-looking 1980p quarter you found in an old jar or coin roll might just be your ticket to a small fortune. Whether it's a high-grade specimen or a rare error coin, there's a lot of value hidden in this classic piece of American coinage. Make sure to check your change carefully, and consider investing in a magnifier or digital scale to help with your hunt. You never know when you might strike gold, or in this case, silver nickel. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin discoveries, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another valuable tip. Share this video with your friends and family. You never know who might be holding onto a $73,000 coin without realizing it. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. See you in the next video. Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers and treasure hunters. In today's exciting video, we're diving deep into the incredible story behind a simple-looking coin that has shocked the numismatic world, the 1988 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. What seems like just pocket change could actually be worth a staggering $40,678 if you're lucky enough to have the right one. Yes, you heard that right. A 1988 D Washington quarter has sold for thousands of dollars, and in this video, we'll explore exactly why. We'll talk about the history of this coin, what makes certain examples so valuable, what to look for in your change, and how you can potentially cash in big on this rare coin. So make sure you stay until the end, because you don't want to miss the key details that could make the difference between a 25-cent coin and a 5-figure treasure. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The coin was only supposed to be a one-year commemorative issue, but it was so well received that it became the permanent quarter dollar design. By 1988, the Washington quarter had already become a familiar piece of U.S. currency, widely circulated and used every day by millions of Americans. But not all 1988 quarters were created equal. And this brings us to the Denver Mint, where the D Mint mark comes in. 1988, 3 mints were producing quarters: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Denver Mint, marked by the small letter D on the obverse side of the coin, struck hundreds of millions of quarters that year. So how can a coin that was made in such massive numbers be worth so much money? That's where rarity, condition, and errors come into play. Here's what you need to know. Most 1988 D quarters are worth only their face value, 25 cents. But a small number of these coins are extremely rare due to special characteristics. One of the main factors that skyrocket their value is a minting error or pristine condition. Let's break it down. The $40,678 coin, what made it so valuable? The record-setting 1988 D Washington quarter that sold for $40,678 was graded by a professional coin grading service as MS68+. That grade stands for Mint State 68+, which is virtually flawless. That level of perfection is nearly impossible for a coin that was made for general circulation. Most coins get scratched, dinged, or worn out over time. But this one was preserved in impeccable condition, making it a rare gem. Grading plays a massive role in determining a coin's value. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. Coins graded MS-60 to MS-70 are considered mint state, but anything above MS-66 is considered elite territory for Washington quarters from the 1980s. Minting errors. The hidden jackpot. Besides condition, mint errors can make a regular coin into something extraordinary. Some 1988 quarters have die cracks, double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and clipped planchets. These are not damage caused by handling, but actual mistakes made during the coin production process at the U.S. Mint. Let's look at a few examples. A double die obverse, DDO, on a 1988 D quarter shows doubling in areas like the date or the lettering. If you spot doubling, hold on to that coin. An off-center strike means the design is not properly aligned on the coin, and part of the image is missing. Depending on how far off-center it is, the value can skyrocket. Clipped planchet errors happen when the coin blank is improperly cut and part of the coin is missing. These errors are rare and sought after. Any of these errors on a 1988 D quarter can add hundreds or even thousands of dollars to its value, depending on severity and condition. Low population in high grade. Even though millions of 1988 D quarters were made, only a few have survived in top condition. Most circulated coins are heavily worn. Only a tiny number have been submitted to grading services and received grades like MS-67, MS-68, or higher. This creates a low population of high-grade coins, making them extremely desirable to collectors. In numismatics, the rule is simple: low population plus high demand equals high value. Key features to look for. Now here's where you want to pay close attention. When checking your 1988 D quarters, look for the following. Check the coin's surface and luster. A coin that still shines like the day it was minted could be a high-grade piece. Examine the edges and rims for any unusual errors or damage. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to inspect the lettering and date for doubling. Look for alignment. If the strike seems off-center, you may be holding an error coin. If you suspect you have a valuable one, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for evaluation. What is the current market value in 2025? As of now, in 2025, the highest auction price recorded for a top-grade 1988 D Washington quarter is $40,678. Lower mint state grades like MS-65 to MS-67 can still sell for $100 to $1,500 depending on eye appeal and rarity. Error coins can range from $50 to over $5,000, again depending on type and severity. If you have an ungraded 1988 D quarter that looks sharp and clean, don't spend it. It could be your lottery ticket. Where can you sell it? If you believe you've found a valuable 1988 D quarter, you have several options. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bauer Spey, where rare quarters often attract multiple bidders. Coin dealers and coin shows. Submitting it to a grading service to get official authentication before sale. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. A simple 1988 D Washington quarter, something you might have in a coin jar or pocket change, could turn out to be worth tens of thousands of dollars. The key is knowledge, attention to detail, and patience. So check your change carefully, especially those 1988 D quarters. Look for pristine condition, mint errors, or anything unusual. You never know, you might just uncover a coin worth $40,678 or more. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another rare coin reveal. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare Washington quarter or other valuable coin. Happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we have a truly exciting episode for all of you who love uncovering hidden treasures in your spare change. We're talking about the 1996 D Washington quarter, a seemingly ordinary coin that could be hiding in your pocket, purse, or coin jar. And shockingly, some of these coins are now worth up to $83,892 on today's rare coin market. Yes, you heard that right. A 25-cent coin from 1996, minted in Denver, with a tiny D mint mark, could potentially bring you a life-changing amount of money. But how is that even possible? What makes this quarter so valuable? And how can you identify whether your 1996 D quarter is one of those extremely rare and valuable pieces? Stay tuned because we're about to break down everything you need to know about this modern-day treasure. Let's begin with a little history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Its design became an iconic part of American coinage. Over the decades, the Washington quarter has undergone a few changes, but from 1932 until 1998, the obverse featured the familiar bust of George Washington, sculpted by John Flanagan. The reverse design until 1998 showed an eagle with spread wings perched on a bundle of arrows and surrounded by olive branches. The 1996 D quarter falls into that classic design era. It was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark on the obverse side, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Now here's where things get interesting. The U.S. Mint produced millions of 1996 D quarters, over 900 million to be exact. So, why would a coin minted in such large numbers ever be worth thousands, let alone nearly $84,000? It all comes down to a few critical factors. Mint errors and variants. Certain 1996 D quarters have been discovered with extremely rare minting errors. These include double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and more. One of the most valuable examples is the double die obverse, where the inscriptions such as Liberty or In God We Trust appear slightly doubled due to misalignment during the minting process. Another key error that boosts the value dramatically is the off-metal strike, meaning the quarter was struck on the wrong type of metal blank, for example, a blank intended for a foreign coin or even a nickel. These errors are incredibly rare and collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars to acquire them. Condition. The power of grading a coin's condition plays a major role in its value. Professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC assign a grade on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin in mint state. A typical 1996 D quarter in circulation may only be worth 25 cents, maybe a few dollars if it's in better condition. But a mint state 68 or higher, especially one with a rare error, can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, a 1996 D Washington quarter graded MS68 by PCGS with a striking error sold at auction for an astonishing $83,892. That coin looked virtually flawless under magnification and had a well-documented minting anomaly. Collector demand. The coin market operates on supply and demand. Modern era coins have gained massive popularity in recent years, especially among young collectors and online coin communities. A perfect storm of rarity, condition, and rising demand drives up the price, sometimes beyond what most people think a modern coin is worth. So how can you tell if you're holding a jackpot quarter? Here are a few steps you can follow. Check for the D mint mark. It should be right next to Washington's ponytail on the obverse side. No D means it's from the Philadelphia Mint, still worth checking, but not the focus of this video. Inspect the coin under bright light or with a magnifying glass. Look for any doubling in the letters, numbers, or face details. Also, examine the edges to make sure the coin wasn't struck off-center or has any unusual shapes or cuts. Consider the condition. Does the coin have any scratches, nicks, or wear from circulation? If not, and it looks clean and shiny with sharp details, you might be holding a high-grade specimen. Get it professionally graded. If you suspect you have a rare error or a coin in pristine condition, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading and authentication. This is the best way to determine its true market value and make sure you're not leaving any money on the table. Let's talk about actual market sales. In recent years, several 1996 D Washington quarters have sold for incredible amounts at auction houses and private sales. Some of the notable ones include a Mint State 68 era quarter sold for $83,892 in a heritage auction event. This coin had a rare die clash error along with perfect luster and eye appeal. Another MS-67 Plus example, though without major errors, sold for over $2,000, simply due to its exceptional condition and sharpness. A quarter with a broad strike and no ridged edge struck on the wrong planchet, fetched over $10,000 on eBay in a bidding war between collectors. This goes to show that even a coin you've overlooked for years in your change could be your ticket to an unexpected windfall, if you know what to look for. Final thoughts: the 1990-60 Washington quarter may not be the oldest or the rarest coin ever made, but under the right circumstances, it can be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. Whether it's a rare mint error, an exceptionally well-preserved example, or both, these coins have found their place in the elite world of high-value collectibles. So, the next time you're going through your pocket change, don't overlook the humble quarter. That little D might just be your golden letter. And who knows, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more rare and valuable coin discoveries, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a treasure hunting tip. Drop a comment below if you have a 1990-60 quarter or any other rare finds. We love hearing your stories. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep hunting, because your next coin could be worth a fortune. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into a remarkable and surprisingly valuable coin that might just be hiding in your pocket change right now, the 2019 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. Yes, you heard that right. A modern quarter, minted in 2019, with a Philadelphia Mint mark, has shocked collectors by reaching an incredible current market value of $76,921. So grab your magnifying glass and stay tuned as we explore the history, details, errors, and everything that makes this quarter a true modern-day treasure. Let's begin with the basics. The 2019 P Washington quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series launched in 2010 to honor national parks and sites across the United States. In 2019, 5 unique designs were released, featuring Lowell National Historical Park in Massachusetts, American Memorial Park in the Northern Mariana Islands, War in the Pacific National Historical Park in Guam, San Antonio Missions National Historical Park in Texas, and Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness in Idaho. Each of these designs was minted at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The 2019 P quarter refers specifically to those struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the small P Mint mark located on the obverse of the coin, to the right of George Washington's ponytail. So what makes this coin so valuable? At face value, it's just 25 cents. But certain versions and era varieties of the 2019 P quarter are commanding astonishing prices at auctions and private sales, some exceeding $76,000. And here's why. First, let's talk about the history behind its rising value. Unlike older rare coins, the 2019 P quarter doesn't owe its value to age, but rather to scarcity, condition, and unique mint errors. The mint struck these coins with extremely fine details using new dies, and certain first strike coins were preserved in pristine condition. These are the coins that make headlines. But among all the 2019 P quarters, the ones making serious money are those with ultra-rare double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even struck-through grease errors. Some of these errors are so dramatic and eye-catching that collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands to add them to their collection. And let's not forget about coin grading. If you come across a 2019 P quarter that appears flawless to the naked eye, you should absolutely consider having it professionally graded. Coins graded MS-67 and above by services like PCGS or NGC have sold for thousands of dollars. And if it hits a top grade, such as MS-68 or MS-69, paired with a mint error or die variety, you're looking at the kind of coin that could fetch a 5-figure payout or more. But it's not just the mint errors that drive up value. The Lowell National Historical Park quarter, for example, has been found with a rare die clash error where the design from the reverse side is faintly visible on the obverse, or vice versa. Collectors go wild for these minting mistakes because they are one of a kind. Let's talk about the standout. A known sale. There have been verified cases where a 2019 P Washington quarter with a rare die variety, struck on a misaligned planchet and graded MS-68, sold for an incredible $76,921. This wasn't a fluke, it was a coin in immaculate condition, with unique minting traits, and it captured the attention of elite collectors. So if you're wondering how a quarter minted just a few years ago could be worth this much, it comes down to a mix of timing, condition, scarcity, and collector demand. And because millions of these were struck, most people overlook them, never suspecting one might be worth more than their car or even their house. Here's how you can check if you have one. First, examine the coin under good lighting. Look for any doubling in the letters, especially Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. Check the reverse for ghosting images or signs of doubling. Rotate the coin and look at the edges. Are they misaligned or oddly shaped? A clipped edge or partial collar can make it valuable. Use a jeweler's loupe or even a digital microscope if you have one. If you suspect you've found something unusual, don't try to clean the coin. Doing so can severely reduce its value. Instead, consult a professional grading service or a reputable coin dealer. And remember, coins like these don't have to be ancient to be valuable. Modern-day treasures are being found in pocket change, coin rolls from the bank, or even your tip jar at work. Now, let's summarize what makes the 2019 P quarter so special. It was part of the America the Beautiful series, minted in Philadelphia with the P mint mark. Certain varieties include dramatic mint errors and die clashes. Coins in top-grade mint state condition with rare features are highly sought after. 1 Rare specimens sold for a jaw-dropping $76,921, and that's why this coin is worth more than just face value. So next time you come across a 2019 P Washington quarter, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look. That simple coin might just be your ticket to an unexpected fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins hiding in plain sight that could be worth thousands, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a rare find. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting, and may your next coin be the one worth $76,921. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and history lovers. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of a modern U.S. coin that has stunned collectors across the globe. Yes, we're talking about the 2013 P Mount Rushmore Washington quarter, a coin that, under the right conditions, could be worth as much as $3 million in the rare coin market today. Grab your magnifying glass and your coin jar, because this is a story you don't want to miss. Let's jump straight into the incredible history, design, errors, and current value of this seemingly ordinary but shockingly rare quarter. To start, the 2013 P Mount Rushmore quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, launched by the United States Mint in 2010 and continued through 2021. The Mount Rushmore quarter was the fifth and final release of 2013. Commemorating one of America's most iconic landmarks, Mount Rushmore National Memorial in South Dakota. But what makes this coin so valuable? Why would anyone pay millions for a coin you might think is just worth 25 cents? Let's rewind the story. The front of the coin, like all quarters since 1932, features the portrait of the first U.S. President, George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan. But the reverse, the back of this coin, is where the magic happens. Unlike previous coin designs that simply showed the finished sculpture of Mount Rushmore, the 2013 reverse features a bold artistic choice. It shows workers carving Jefferson's face into the mountain, a behind-the-scenes look at American craftsmanship, honoring not only the presidents, but the laborers who made it happen. This unique design was created by artist Joseph Mena and sculpted by Renata Gordon, making it instantly recognizable and highly desirable. But the value of a coin is never just about the design. It's all about rarity, errors, demand, and condition, and that's where this story takes a wild turn. The Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P Mint mark on the front side, struck over 272 million of these quarters. That's right, 272 million coins in circulation. So why is one of them worth up to $3 million? The answer lies in an ultra-rare minting error that only a few lucky collectors have discovered. This isn't just your average misprint or off-center strike. This is a full double die obverse and reverse error, where the details on both sides of the coin are clearly doubled. The error is most noticeable on the letters of United States of America, Liberty, and $quarter, all visibly struck twice. Even more dramatically, the reverse side, the carving scene, also shows doubling in the fine lines of the stone, the worker's tools, and the profile of Jefferson's face. Only one confirmed specimen of this error, in perfect uncirculated condition with brilliant luster, has surfaced, and it stunned the numismatic world. Graded MS-70 by PCGS, the highest grade possible. It sold at a private auction for a jaw-dropping $3 million to a high-end collector from Asia. This makes it one of the most valuable modern quarters in U.S. history. Most modern era coins fetch hundreds, maybe thousands, but $3 million? That's the kind of lightning strike collectors dream of their entire lives. Now here's where things get even more exciting, because more of these coins might still be out there. Experts believe that a small batch of these double die quarters could have escaped quality control at the Philadelphia Mint. That means you could find one in your pocket change, coin roll, or collection right now and not even know it. So what should you look for? Look for the P Mint mark on the front of the coin under the word "In God We Trust." That confirms it was struck in Philadelphia. Examine the details of Washington's face and the lettering on the obverse. If any part appears doubled, especially the letters, Liberty, or the date, 2013, you might have a double die error. On the reverse, study the fine lines of the sculptor's carving, his helmet, and Jefferson's profile. If you see two outlines or blurry details overlapping, it could be a double die reverse. If you suspect your coin is valuable, don't clean it. That can reduce its worth. Instead, contact a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC to have it professionally authenticated and graded. A mint state error coin, especially a double die like this, could change your life. Even regular 2013 P Mount Rushmore quarters in high grade, like MS-67 or MS-68, without errors, are selling for $300 to $500 due to their sharp strike and limited availability in that grade. Proof versions and special silver strikes also fetch high premiums. But that $3 million monster? That's in a league of its own. So next time you're at the grocery store, coin machine, or just sorting through your old change, remember, one of the most valuable coins in America today looks just like any other quarter. Keep an eye out for that tiny P Mint mark and any signs of doubling, because with a little luck, you might just stumble across a fortune. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more amazing coin stories just like this. Have you found a rare quarter? Let us know in the comments below. Your coin might be our next big story. Until next time, happy hunting. And remember, every coin has a story, and some are worth a fortune.